Hello, everyone. I'm glad to be here. Well, just to correct the introduction, I wasn't the first to bring in a 3D printer to Nigeria, but I think I have the biggest 3D printer in Nigeria, and probably the biggest in West Africa. And I think we built the first indigenous makerspace in Nigeria, here in Aba. Africa imports over 95% of the technologies that we consume. Our survival and existence as a continent greatly depends on foreign continents. Imagine what will happen if they say, okay, we won't send you mobile phones again. We will not be using mobile phones again. I said, okay, no more TVs, or no more refrigerators or whatever. We are gone. So we rely on foreign countries and foreign continents. Every year, we graduate thousands of engineers, but we have very few companies to engage them. Unemployment and poverty, they are very high in Africa. But one way out is technology development and entrepreneurship. If we can engage young people into technology development and entrepreneurship, we can create massive employment, reduce poverty, and build wealth. That America is great and wealthy. It's technology. We can do that. It's a way out. However, to produce technologies, we need to build a technology ecosystem. Without this technology ecosystem, we cannot produce technologies in Africa or in Nigeria. A technology ecosystem is the collection of the people, the institutions, the companies, and other resources that are required to produce technologies. So if this is the only way out, so how do we build a technology ecosystem? In my search for answers, I came across a very insightful document produced by Aspen Network of Development Entrepreneurs. They published a report on how to strengthen invention-based ecosystems in emerging markets. This report was based on investigations carried out in the United States, in Brazil, South Africa, Kenya, and India. So they identified 5 gaps that are existing in the ecosystems of emerging markets like Nigeria and Africa. There are 5 gaps that are existing in the ecosystem, which are finance, talent, physical capital, market, and policy gaps. Finance gap talks about inadequate funding for technology development. Talent gap talks about the lack of skills, technical skills, business skills. Physical capital gap talks about the lack of equipment for prototype development and manufacturing. Market gap is about the failure of technology products in market adoption, while policy gap talks about inadequate government support. This report did not provide all the answers I was looking for. However, it was very helpful. So, what's a technology ecosystem? I've been able to identify a group of components that are required in a technology ecosystem. Actually, there are many of them, but I've been able to narrow them down. I'll be talking about specifically a hardware ecosystem. Hardware referred to physical technology products like your mobile phones, electronics, appliances, television, and all that. So I'm talking about the components of a hardware ecosystem. At the center of this ecosystem is the inventors or makers. These are the people who identify problems in the society, and then they begin to brainstorm and generate ideas on how technology can be applied in solving those problems. Malaria is a very serious problem in Africa, killing thousands of Africans every year. Virtually everyone here suffers from malaria at least once a year. But malaria is caused by mosquitoes. So the main problem of malaria is mosquitoes. So as an inventor, I got an idea to create a mosquito terminator. The function of the terminator is to eliminate mosquitoes in people's homes all over Africa. So if you have that device in your house, no more mosquitoes, no more malaria. That's an idea. To proceed with this idea, I need two sets of skills. First, technical skills, and then business skills. Technical skills will enable me to combine scientific and engineering principles in creating a device that will solve that problem. However, business skills will help me to do an analysis of that idea. Like, if I build this product, who will buy it? How much will they pay? How many are they? Can I build a business out of this? So, if I've done the business analysis and I found out this idea will work, anyway, how many of you think it will work? How many of you think people would like to buy it? Mosquito terminator. It will work? Will you buy? So I should go ahead? Okay, okay, thank you. Okay, so if this idea will sell, then the next thing is I will need some equipment to build prototypes. I need to test it. I have to create a design and then build a sample to test it. To do that, I need prototyping equipment. That's the third thing there, prototyping equipment. Things like 3D printers, electronic boards, CNC machines, and other things that I use to build prototypes. Now, a lot of ideas and designs don't succeed at the prototype stage. You do the design, when you test it, it doesn't work. So a lot don't succeed. Some others do succeed. So let's assume that my idea, my design, my prototype works, it succeeds. Then I'm going to need investors. Next, who will finance the production and marketing of this my innovation? With investors bringing funding, I'm going to need another set, manufacturers. What the manufacturers will do, they will take that my prototype and then transform it into thousands or millions of consumer-ready finished products. But that doesn't end there. I will need distributors, people who will circulate this my innovation all over the country and make it easily accessible to consumers, wherever they might be. However, I also need government support. It could be in terms of infrastructure, it could be policy. Let's assume that the government is able to provide regular power supply, which will power production. You know, power supply is cheaper than running on generators. So this will reduce production costs, which will reduce the price of my products. Therefore, more people will buy it, I'll sell more and make more profit. So these are the components of a technology ecosystem. Now that we've seen the components, how exactly should we build this ecosystem? What are the steps we need from where we are to where we want to be? The first step we need to take is to build a network. We need to identify people who are into technology development, people like inventors, engineers, makers, designers, and then we need to set up local support groups in each city across the country where they can access support. To do that, we can partner with technology hubs across the country, and then they can access different kinds of support from those hubs. Then, we need to develop capacity. We need to prepare a training program to train these members of this network in product development and entrepreneurship. They need to learn how do you translate an idea into a product. They should know the process. And then they should know about the business aspect. You can end up spending 5 years building a product no one wants to buy. So they need to, those two skills. So we have a program to train them. After we've trained them, they need to start working. They need to identify problems in our society that they can solve and begin to apply the knowledge they've gained through the training in building prototypes of products that will solve those problems. The next step we need to take is to set up incubation centers nationwide. These centers will fine-tune their prototypes and then prepare them to excel. They can produce small volume of their prototype, maybe 50 pieces or 100 pieces. Then we need investment, funding. So they can provide funding for production of these innovations. Partnership with local manufacturers and international manufacturers, so that in a few years, we don't have to outsource again. I want to assume that most of us here can imagine how big the task of building this ecosystem is. It's very huge. And many of us have complained about it. Maybe some of us have blamed everyone else. But it's not enough to complain. We need to do something about it. We need to take action. So I've decided to take action. The first thing I did was to do my research and then develop the blueprint, which I just shown you the steps, what we need to do. So after developing this blueprint, I now discussed the idea with a few friends of mine. And they loved the idea, they bought into it. And together, we've started a movement in Nigeria called Hardware Nigeria Community, HNC. HNC is a national network of Nigerian inventors, makers, entrepreneurs who are committed to indigenous product development. We want to build products to solve our problems. Our vision to build a successful ecosystem in Nigeria, to transform Nigeria into a technology producer. Interestingly, HNC has been growing. In 2 months, we've established 3 chapters in Aba, in Uyo, in Owerri. As I'm talking to you right now, we are inaugurating a 4th chapter in Lagos. The first chapter was inaugurated in Aba here at a Makerspace, Makerspace that we built here, Clintonel Innovation Centre, on 27th April this year. Second chapter in Uyo at Start Innovation Hub, 12th May. Owerri, 26th of May. Today, Lagos. The massive support we've received shows that perhaps this idea is an idea whose time has come. HNC will perform a lot of supportive functions for inventors and for makers, such as we provide them access to skills, equipment for prototype development, investors, manufacturers, distributors, and government support. This is Obono with me and his friend Echido at our Makerspace here in Aba, Clintonel Innovation Centre, CIC. They are engineering students of Federal Polytechnic Nekede, building a new product, an electronic device. So they came to CIC for support in product design and development. So here I was guiding them with product design. Here I was introducing them to 3D printing. They were observing a 3D printer as it builds prototype. Now, a 3D printer is a computer-controlled machine which transforms computer designs, computer drawings, into physical prototypes. So just design your part, design your thing, send to the machine, it will build it, deform it. Physically, you can see it, you can use it. So this is about the biggest size of 3D printer we have, industrial scale, and is right here with us in Aba. Now, imagine What if we have a technology ecosystem in Nigeria to support thousands of young people like Obono and Etido to transform their ideas into finished products? Imagine what will happen. We'll create abundant employment, reduce poverty, reduce crime. Young people will be engaged. They won't have time for crime. We will develop Nigeria technologically. And then Nigeria will become self-reliant. We don't have to import everything again. We can minimize importation. And ultimately, we will be building a better world. I've stopped complaining. I've taken action. Now, we are building the Nigeria of our dream. Join us in this great journey to build the future. Thank you.